My name is Kat. I am 32 years old. I'm originally from Texas, relocated here to Colorado over the summer. I came out as transgender in January to my husband, my job, my friends, family, and all of that. I've been on HRT since March 23rd of this year. That puts me around 6 months or so. And I am a hopeless nerd into video games, Power Rangers, and anything else you can think of. When I first started coming to terms with my gender identity, I would say I was around 6 years old. Not so much coming to terms with it at 6 years old, but that's when it pretty much was like, hey, this is a thing, it's not going away. So I buried it and buried it. High school, Bush was president, you know, resist. You know, gay marriage was on every ballot across the country, and I got behind that and decided, you know, maybe I'm just a gay man. And all that confirmed to me was that I, you know, am attracted to males in the company of men. But as far as my own gender expression, I still kept that hidden until earlier this year, you know, about 31 and a half years old, I finally told everyone. It's very difficult to label this whole experience transitioning with my age as a positive or negative thing right now, because I know that transitioning later in life does make it, you know, more difficult. Your body gets stubborn just like we do. But do I regret not doing it when I was younger? Sure. You know, of course that would have presented its own challenges and everything with my family and my job and all that back in the day, but my life experiences led me to who I am now, and I kind of like who I am now and who I'm becoming now. So as far as challenges with the age, I don't see any issue. You know, I'm just glad I didn't wait any longer. The only negativity I've really faced on a personal level would come from family members. At this point, pretty much anyone older than me in my family isn't speaking to me. But I think that that's kind of a common experience. Work treated me excellent. They, you know, it was just, this is not something that changed my career, thankfully. People are being respectful, you know. The other thing, aside from, you know, the firebranding family issues, I have noticed more now that I am in a position of femininity that I guess the patriarchy, the abuse that women put up with in this society, the Kavanaugh hearing just the other day. I mean, it's just, until you really know what it's like to be other, you won't ever understand how much those things hurt. So as far as my own internal struggles that I've had going through HRT, I think anyone who changes hormones at the beginning will tell you that it's not always just this fun little ride. It's more like a roller coaster with lots of dips and not so thrilling parts at the first. About 2 weeks in, it did hit me pretty hard. I was just this emotional crying wreck. And here I was house hunting in Colorado all by myself with my husband in Texas. It was not fun. I was having menopausal type issues come up. According to my doctor, I was having hot flashes, like while I was trying to board an airplane. That sucked. You know, as far as those physical things, you know, that's one thing, but as mental changes go, it was hard at first. I was crying a lot more, and it was that despair crying is what it was. And now I find myself balanced. I find myself crying because I'm happy. I find myself crying at a movie. I cried at the Pokemon theme the other day. I don't know what is with this stuff, but estrogen has made me calm the hell down quite a bit, and I love who I'm becoming, because all these healthy things I've wanted to change about myself since I was a child are now coming to me so naturally that I'm in this position, and I feel so much better. I used to be a very pissed off guy. I was not comfortable with myself. I took people's oddities and their rudeness very personally. I had to stop my mind like it was a bullet train. You know, I was mad at the world. I was mad at politicians. I was mad at my ex at the time. I was mad at my parents. I was mad at my job, my income, everything. And life slowly started to change. And that anger somehow built up more and more and more. I found myself just resenting the way the world is configured, mostly because of the prejudices against gay people that I experienced. Being humiliated at the Texas DMV. You know, there are a lot of different things that just drive a pissed off person. But now that I've been able to, I suppose, express myself in a way that I thought was taboo before. It's how I've always wanted to express myself. I closed off into this really heavy masculinity to try to hide from this. And the moment I finally accepted it is the moment I started shedding some of that anger, because I was finally finding who I was. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's real. Finding who you are is a real thing. And I feel like this adventure has taken me many steps further than any other thing I've had to help me find that person. And she is a lot calmer than he was. I feel like I came out before a few pioneers did in the community. There are people that have made it easier for us, because I do remember a time where even in the furry circles, jokes about transgender people were much more relevant and prevalent than they are now. Everyone it just rolled off their tongues just years ago, and I'm finally seeing a little bit of that, I guess that toxicity, for lack of a better word, diminish a bit. I do feel safe with my gender identity in the fandom because of those people that came before me and did it. They have made it easier for those like me. Just like I came out before my sisters, so their coming out was easier to my parents than mine was. And I don't think the furry community is any different. Once something's been done, it's been numbed. And this has been the #1 outlet for my gender identity, because I'm still in this transitionary phase. You know, I just started my injections recently, and I'm only 6 months in. So to be able to play around with something that just completely reflects your identity is very positive, very healthy. And my experience thus far has been, in the furry community at least, overwhelmingly positive. Of course, you have your few bad apples, but it's almost like you're joining many other voices to drown them out, and that feels good.